Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the first C# tutorial on the Breaking Code channel. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And remember, one like equals more opportunity for us to keep making these videos for you. So if you obviously like what you're watching, please make sure you stick around and give us some engagement. Okay, so what we're going to be covering in this video is basically what you need to begin writing code in C#, basically. So that I get you to grips with that basic understanding. Okay. What is C#, you're wondering? Okay, well, C# is an object-oriented language. Okay, it's based on C++ and Java. It's powerful, flexible, and easy to use. It's got good careers. You can even become a gaming developer if you wanted to. And the average salary ranges between 60 to 80k. So what do you need to get started? Okay, well, there's two things we could use. We could use .NET Fiddle or Visual Studio. So what's .NET Fiddle, right? Well, let's head over to Google and type in .NET Fiddle. And the first result there is this. So if you click on that, it's got this nice little screen here. And we can start chucking some of our C# code in here. All this stuff is in C# and I'll explain to you what it means later. Or you could use Visual Studio. And basically what Visual Studio is it's an integrated development environment. Okay, so it's a software that writes software. And for that, you'll need to download it. So again, head over to Google and type in, I don't know why I just did that. I could have just typed it in straight away. Visual Studio. And let's see what the first result is. Oh, brilliant. This one. Click on that. And if you hover over here and click Free Visual Studio, and you click this button, and that will kick off a download in the corner. I'm not going to click it because I've already got Visual Studio. Because once you've got it installed, you'll see this icon over here. If I click that open, it should launch it. Okay, and it has done. Great. Okay, so once it's all installed for you, you can launch it yourself and obviously click it open and then click this Create New Project. Okay. What we want to do is we want to make a console app. So if you click on that, okay. And then you want to give it a name. Say our first app. Okay, click next and create. And that should open up something which is opened up off the screen. So I'll drag it over here. It should create something similar to what you're seeing here. So I'm not going to explain everything right now. Okay, first of all, I just want to make sure that you can see the font. It's quite big, but if you can't see the font, I've changed the size of my font. But if you want to change the size of your font, you can just go to Tools, Options, Environment. Where is it? Yeah, Environment, Fonts, Colors. And then you can increase the size to whatever you want. If you're really struggling to see, increase it to 18 and there. Brilliant, it goes that big. That's a bit too big for me. So I'm going to take that back down a bit. I think 14's just about right for me. You can even change the foreground and background colors and things like that here if you want to play around with it. But we'll leave it at 14. Cool. So, right. So let me explain the basic structure to you guys, so that you actually no. Let's just make our first app. Let's get rid of this, right? Okay, and make our first app. Okay, so cool. So what we want to do is we want to print something to the console. Okay, like display a message in the console. So you're probably wondering what console is, and it's basically similar to command prompt. So if you just go to Windows icon and you can see command prompt, or you can search for it, CMD. It'll come up and click that open. That you see, this here is pretty much similar to what a console is, and we want to display a message in here. Okay, cool. So how do we do that? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to utilize some of the pre-built functionality in .NET, or and what they call as classes, and I'm going to get into detail a bit further down on what classes are. But just like a brief analogy to help you understand things if you're not understanding it so far. So we're using .NET, and .NET has some pre-built things that you can utilize to get things done. So if we want to print something to a console, we can utilize something called the console class. So if I head over here and type console, okay, so that's the console class, and that has various things that we can use or make use of to get things done, or to, make use of some sort of functionality. Kind of like, I'll give an analogy here, and hopefully you understand my analogies. So when you go and buy a toy car that you have to build yourself at home. So if you go and buy this toy car from a shop, when you get home and you open up the box, you're going to have certain things like a screwdriver, or glue, or hammer, and these things are going to help you put the parts together to make up the toy car. Well, that's exactly what this .NET provides you. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. I hope I haven't confused you too much. But anyway, so the console class has this function called writeLine. Okay, so, and what we're going to do is type in writeLine here. Okay, and basically we can put any string or text in this area here, and it will and when we run the application, it will display in the console. Okay, so let's try it. Let's say I feel hungry. Feel hungry. Okay, so now if I press F5, let's see what happens. Cool. There's the console. And look, there's my message. I feel hungry. Great. We've just made our first application. Cool. So let me explain a few things about the structure of this. Okay, so first of all, you see this here. This is called a using, and a line of a block of code, basically. And what this means is that it tells the program we'll be using classes from this given namespace, which is the system namespace. Okay. Now, a namespace is a collection of classes, so it's a way to organize all the classes, okay, that we want to organize in that namespace. If I don't have this using for system, I can't use any of the classes inside the inside the namespace system, because the program just won't know where those classes are from. So, for example, if I get rid of the using statement for system here, one of the system classes is called console. So if I get rid of that, it's going to give me a red squiggly, because the program doesn't know where console is or what console means in this context. So, but by using the using, it's able to identify that, oh yeah, this is the this is from the system's namespace. So that's basically what that is. Namespaces are also used to organize other things like enums, structs, delegates, and interfaces, but don't worry about that for now. I'll get into that in a later tutorial. And then we have the class. So classes, basically everything in C# is associated with classes, and most of the code you will write will be within some sort of class. Okay, classes have attributes and methods. So for example, if I get rid of this for a second, you can see that these are attributes and methods that the console class has. Okay. An example of I'll give you another one of my analogies. Okay, so an example is like a classic example for a class is like a car. A car has attributes, so a make, which it could be a Bugatti, color, which could be blue, price over 1 million, and it also has methods as well. So for example, you can start the car, you can brake, you can drive. And pretty much do that. So remember, C# is object-oriented programming language. So, it is an object-oriented programming language, and well, classes kind of allow you to create those objects. Okay. Then we have methods here. Okay. And this one's a method as well. So classes basically have methods. Okay. And this program class has a method inside of it. It's called the main method. This method is slightly different from most other methods in the sense that this is where this is the entry point for the console class. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is when this application starts, it's going to do everything within this area here. Okay, and that's what will happen first before anything else. So it's going to, when you start the application, it'll start here, do everything in here before anything else. Okay, so let's give you an example of that. So I could basically write static void main 2. Okay, just another method, but I've written it before this one. Okay, so, and I'm going to write in here, what should I eat? Asking myself, talking to myself and asking myself questions there. So looking at this, what do you think is going to happen first? Do you think when I run the application, it's going to say, what should I eat? And then I feel hungry? Well, let's see. Click F5. I feel hungry. So as you can see there, we have multiple methods, but only one worked, and that was the main method. Okay, and that's the way every console application you'll make will work. It will basically always start in the main method. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, well, okay, so since it started here, why didn't it call this one? Okay, because you have to kind of call the method. Us developers use the term invoke the method in order to call it. Okay, so we already know that this one starts automatically. This is where the program starts, so we know that. But how do we get this one to work after this one starts? So what we can do is we can write this here, main 2. Oops, got a 0 in there. We definitely don't want that. Okay, cool. So what's going to happen now is that when this application launches, it's going to come into the main method, because that's always the entry point of a console application. Okay, then it's going to print. We're going to print the line to the console saying I feel hungry. Then it's going to invoke this second line here, which is main 2. And we're going to go over to main 2, okay, and then it's going to print console.writeLine it's going to print what should I eat. Okay, let's take a look. Cool, I feel hungry, what should I eat? Okay, that's cool. So it's done exactly what we said. So let's throw in one more thing just to spice things up a bit. Let's have another method. Again, this one, we're going to call it main 3. I'm going to put it down here. Okay, so there's main 2 down up here, and there's main 3. We're going to call it main 3 here. Okay, and this one is going to say, I will eat some pizza. Cool. Okay, and we're going to put that in here to invoke it. And I'm guessing by now you guys know what's going to happen. So we've got a bit of an order here. So we've got main 2 first here, main 2nd, and main 3. Does that really matter? No. All that matters is the entry point we know is main, okay? And then we've got, when it's gone into entry point, it's going to come here first, go to I feel hungry, come to main 2, which will go over here, and then go, what should I eat? And then come to main 3, which will go over here and say console.writeline. I want to, sorry, it'll say I will eat some pizza, not console.writeline. Okay, so let's see if that's what's going to happen. Great. So we've got I feel hungry. So it came here. Then we've got what should I eat? So it came here next. Then it's got I will eat some pizza. Brilliant. Okay, now I've got a challenge for you guys. Okay, now let's see if you guys can set up your own environment, you know, create a console app and print out your favorite things you like to do. Okay, have a go, and if you can't, watch the video again and have another go. Okay, remember, practice makes perfect. Please like, comment and subscribe, as without your support I can't keep this channel going. And remember, let's break some code.